I impressed the managing director so much that he called me a week later to ask if I would do another event for him, this time a private party. And then he asked me, so how much will I pay you? How much do you charge? And I told him, sir, I will do your event for free. I will do your event for nothing. I will just show up and do the event. He smiled. He said, okay. Now, why would I ever say that? Seeing how I just told you that I needed money and my career was going nowhere. Again, my spirit said. There was just something about the guy that impressed upon my soul that I needed to build a close relationship with him. There are many parts to that story. One day I will tell you the story of sowing seeds. Because at that point I was careless. So it was his cars that drew me to him. I must confess, while I'm saying that I was hoping to get a car from him. This one that he had, you know, 2 brand new 2009 cars in 2008. Surely, maybe he would bless me with a Honda Accord. Look, let me tell you the truth. Sometimes, when you're giving honor, in the end, it doesn't matter why you do the things. What matters is if you're able to give honor to whom honor is due. King Solomon said, God judges your intentions, so it is not always about the actions we take, but the motives behind them. However, if you take an action to honor somebody, even if you did it because you hope to get something from them, you have activated 2 of life's great principles or secrets. The principle of honor and the principle of faith. What you have done is you have just taken a chance that you're giving to the person and that the person will see the value and reward you. Now, it is not the best thing to do things for people, hoping that those same people will bless you. I must stress that. You must do things for people, hoping God will bless you. Even if you secretly hope that he will use those same people. Let me be clear. I'll say that again. Look, you shouldn't do things for people because you want to ask the person for something. I mean, you can be desperate and do that. You should do things for people and add value to them. And sometimes not collect money because you want to honor them and you hope that God will bless you. Now, it's not a problem if you hope God will use them to bless you. That means you are leaving it in God's hands to tell them to bless you. You get? It's going through God. In that case, you are hoping they will bless you, but you don't have to open your mouth to tell them. You hope God will tell them to bless you. Anyway, so I did the event for him free. I did it well. He told me to see him in the office the next day. And then he asked me a question that he had no right to ask. He had absolutely no right to ask me that question. I don't mean he was rude or he was obnoxious. No. It's just that he couldn't have known to ask that question unless God put it in his heart. Like I said, I did it for him, hoping God would tell him to bless me. And that's exactly what happened. He asked a question that he could not have known to ask me. He said to me as I sat opposite him in his office, he said, "So, what are your plans?" I said, "Sir?" He said, and I am paraphrasing now, but this is what he said more or less. It's been 9 years. He said, "You are a very good comedian. You are actually better than most of your other colleagues who are more celebrated than you right now. And that is because your gift is not best expressed in this form as you're currently doing it. There has to be a higher expression of your comedy gift than just standing at parties telling jokes. Even though, as I've said, you are quite good at it, even in this present form. So tell me, have you seen the bigger picture?" I mean, how could he have known at that moment? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could he have known that at that moment I was struggling with my career and I was struggling with the idea for a TV show that I had as the next level for my career, but I didn't have the wherewithal to go about it? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Anyway, so I told him about the Teju Babyface Show and my dreams and what I was trying to do and all that. And before I finished, which is why I told you, people who will help you don't need you to get to the end of what you are saying. If they already perceive value in you or the lack thereof, they already know whether they want to help you. It's not in what you're saying at the moment. And so before I finished, he told me, no problem, I'll help you. I will give you X amount of money. And right there, he wrote me a check for more money than I had ever seen together in one place in my life. Let me put it to you like this. If I had charged for that event, I would have needed to charge him 10 times for the amount he gave me. Actually, he didn't give it to me then, as I remember. He promised me the money, told me to come back about 3 days later, which I did, and he gave me the check. And that is how I could start running with the dreams of the Teju Babyface Show that you now see on TV. So, can you spot the lesson here? If you can't, I will tell you. Twice, in a period of a few days, I gave this man direct service. First, I emceed an event for his company on short notice, at a reduced fee first. And then I emceed another event for him free of charge. When you understand what I'm telling you here, and you are led by God to do things like that, you don't even have to ask the people for help, even if you hope they will help you. It is the people themselves who will almost always ask you, so what can I do for you? After you have added value to them. Apart from the general principle or secret of the value or value itself, it is because, like I said in the last class, it is strange when you find someone who adds value without asking for anything in return or without begging. And so we started production for the show, and we did quite a bit. But that money wasn't enough to carry us all the way over the line. And so we got stuck several times during our journey. Got stuck. Record one episode, get stuck. Record 2 episodes, get stuck. One of those times was when we needed to get the show on TV after recording it. And that brings us to the second point of our lesson. How people will assist you if you give value to them indirectly, which is the second part of the point we're making. After we managed to record the first 13 episodes of the first season of the show, we had no way to go forward. After we managed to record the first 13 episodes of the first season of the show, we had no way to go forward. We had recorded the show all right, but we were broke. I was owing people money. I was busted. I couldn't get it on TV. I couldn't edit it. I mean, it was just a major headache. Consider that this is Nigeria. If you don't know Nigeria, let me tell you how we do television. In your country, the television station probably pays you for your content. In Nigeria, after you struggle to produce the content, you have to pay the television station to air your content. It is called buying airtime, an evil thing. If you're watching this on television, the station on which you're watching it is a good television station. They have seen the light, so they are our partner, and God bless them. But there are too few, they are too few and far between. Most stations, you must buy airtime. So there are a few stations coming up, and like I said, if you're watching this on any station, God bless them. Whatever station you're watching on, they have seen the light, and I pray for them. Anyway, so, we had no money to edit, talk much less of getting it on television. Major headache. Anyway, so we identified 2 stations on which we needed to be, and that was going to cost us back then about 3 million naira. Ridiculous amount of money. 3 million naira then is closer to 10 million now. Where would I find that kind of money? So this was the situation I found myself in when I was called to be the MC of another birthday party or another party, a birthday party. In fact, I will never forget that I was on the couch in my living room, feeling sorry for myself. I was a bachelor then. When the call came, I was happy. I charged them. They paid. When I got to the party on the day, I noticed for the second time in a period of about 5 months that I was meeting the former managing director of one of Nigeria's biggest banks. Another man, not the first man. He was one of the guests. And like I said, this was the second time I was meeting him at an event where I was MC within a 5-month period. At the first event, this former managing director of one of Nigeria's biggest banks was the chairman of the occasion. And I proposed in my heart to talk to him and to try to tell him of the idea for my show. So after the event, I went to meet him and I asked him if I could see him. Whereupon he told me to get his number from the organizers of the event. Look, I have been around town a bit, and so I know when I'm being posted. And that was posting. You were standing there. If you wanted to see me, why couldn't you give me your number or card? So I should now go and meet the organizers of the event. I've been around. It's just his way of telling me that he wasn't going to give me his number. He was literally licking me like an envelope. In Nigeria, we call it posting. He had put me in an envelope, licked the envelope, and had given me the letter to go and post. So I forgot about it. I didn't bother with it. I let that one slide. So here we are, another 5 months down the line, and the same scenario seemed to be repeating itself, except this time he wasn't the chairman of the event. And unlike before, when I only had an idea, this time I'd actually recorded the show. But he wouldn't have known that. Anyway, as an aside, I should let you know that there's a big difference between ideas you have and ideas you have executed. But that's a lesson again for another class. Stay with me in this academy. We're going to sharpen each other. We're going somewhere. Anyway, regardless of the fact that I hadn't gotten a reply from him the first time, my spirit told me again, talk to him today. And so I was trying to look at where he was sitting. Every time I would speak on the microphone, I'd look at him. I speak on the microphone, I'd look at him. And about the time where I was officiating the cutting of the cake, I noticed him get up and begin to walk towards the exit. I quickly rushed the cutting of the cake and I ran after him. I caught up with him just about the time he was about to enter his car. His chauffeur just pulled up and he had opened the door of the car to enter, and I just caught him then. I said, "Sir, I'd like to see you." Again. He said, "Teju, no problem." And he gave me his number, his house address, and he asked me to come the next day to see him. So I went and I showed him the rough cut of our show. The first show you saw, featuring King Sunny Ade, Mrs. Fashola, the former, she was First Lady of Lagos then, Chief Dele Momodu, the publisher of Ovation magazine, Asha, the musician, and the rest. That season, we had done it, but we hadn't edited. So I quickly had my editor edit about 3 minutes of a rough cut. So I showed him, I played it on my computer. Long story short, we had a series of discussions over a 2-week period, and he gave me an amount 5 times what the first guy gave me. That was how we got the show on TV. So I know a few of you are thinking, Teju, you are just lucky. Really? That's how you view this. Look, though there are several reasons why this gentleman helped me, key to it is perception of value. Note, he had seen me 5 months ago where I was MC somewhere and I did it very well. That was not enough to get his attention. And then he saw me again MC somewhere else down the line within that period and I did well again. That let him know I was worth at least 5 minutes of his time. He figured at the very least I would come and talk rubbish and he would throw me out. And when I got the chance, I brought value with me in the Teju Babyface Show. It wasn't finished, but I showed him what we had done. Of course, it was God who worked on him so that I found favor. Because King Solomon said again, he says, it is God who directs, the heart of a king is in the hand of God. And God directs the mind of a king as he would a stream of water. So it was God who worked on him to show me favor. But part of that strategy was to make sure that he had perceived value in me. In the Bible, we like to talk about Joseph and how Pharaoh just promoted him from prison to palace in a day. But we forget that he had applied this secret of value in 2 forms, directly and indirectly. While he had been in prison, he had interpreted dreams for other people, and that had brought him to Pharaoh, indirect. And then he had gotten to Pharaoh and interpreted a dream for Pharaoh, direct ones, and then gave a solution to the problem, direct to, double hit combo. Did he have to ask Pharaoh to promote him? Pharaoh just said, you know what? You are the guy. You're prime minister. So I know you get the point already, but I will say it again anyways. So you have a dream in your heart. God has shown you a picture of where you are going. He has showed you a picture of who you're going to be, or whom you're going to be, and where you're going, and you're excited about it. But at the same time, frustration is threatening to abort your dreams. My advice for you is to nurse and nurture your dream. Start working on it in your closet. Like a baby, start feeding it with faith and passion and belief. If it is a movie director you saw in your dreams, you're going to be the biggest movie director in Africa. Start feeding that dream now. Read, watch, study, research, whatever you must do it, start to feed your vision. Sow seeds into people. Identify mentors. Buy what they have to offer. In the intervening time right now, you have something you are doing. Whether you are a student or you work at a restaurant, you're washing dishes, do your job diligently for now while nurturing your dreams and your vision. Don't say because God showed you a picture of your future self and you saw yourself as the president, then you're going to treat this current level anyhow, because in your mind's eye, it is beneath you. And if only those people have seen your destiny and they know what you're going to be, they won't treat you this way. Oh, you're fooling yourself. You are never going to leave that current level if you don't pass the exam of diligence where you are right now. Providence is watching you and grading your paper. They are marking your exam right now. You don't know. And there are many ways to be diligent, and I know I don't have to tell you. But I highlighted one, especially during our last class, and I would like to say that again as I close, because it breaks my heart and it really annoys me. Are you ready? Write it down again. Stop begging. Stop begging. Ah, Baba, I'll find something for your boys now, for the weekend. Give me something. Stop begging. For crying out loud. Stop begging. Okay? And like that, we've come to the end of this class. Send your questions to me at questions@tejubabyface.org if you cannot write them here. Okay? First of all, you need to subscribe. All right? Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and then hit the like button. It's a thumbs up. Subscribe. And then I encourage you to ask your questions in the comment section below. If you ask here, I can answer here, and all of us, every subscriber can benefit. But if the question is of a deep personal nature, write to me at questions@tejubabyface.org. It has been a fantastic class. I've enjoyed doing this. I hope you have gained from it, and I will see you next week. God bless you, and bye-bye.